Okay, today's discussion is about the catalog applet. So now let's look at this screen. We have where's the catalog? Okay, so we are looking at this applet catalog, and I think I had a discussion with Samira, and this catalog, instead of linking to the tenant, which I initially think of linking to the tenant, um, it should be linking to the no this table. There should be a direct link to here. So uh, what happened is that a catalog uh, can consist of multiple applets. It's a many-to-many relationship, so there's a linking table here. Um, and uh, each of the catalog initially is supposed to tie to the tenant, right? Tie to the tenant. Uh, but after that, I was just thinking that this table need to be deleted. So we will drop this table. Okay. So drop this table. Okay. Drop. Continue. Okay. Okay. So we drop this table. The reason why we drop this table linking to the tenant is because anybody can create a catalog, uh, and in each of the catalog, it may consist of multiple applet that are specific to a certain tenant. Let's say, for example, if I have a profit and loss applet, and I'm the big boss of some companies, and this big boss of some companies uh, have so many companies that, and they don't want to share all the tenant they don't want to all the companies to make use of the same tenant. They create multiple tenants in our system. So when they create multiple tenants in our system, what happens is that when we create this catalog, for each of the applet that they add, they can specify a tenant, and of course this is pointing to this left side and this is pointing to the right side, but there's a one missing column which Samira will be adding. It's called the tenant GUID. But this tenant GID is optional. That means that it is optional because some of the applet, like a map, like user preferences, like user personal address book, is not related to any of the tenant. So when when we talk about this catalog, if let's say I am the creator of the catalog, actually I'm just thinking this one is up to you to propose. If we think about the YouTube channel, every individual user, they can create different channel. They can create multiple channels instead if they like, and then each of the channel they can have multiple playlists, and in each of the playlists they can have multiple videos. The same videos can be included in multiple different playlists. If we think about the applet like the videos, but of course our applet is more complicated because you have a certain attribute that you can access certain tenant. So then that means that maybe the catalog is the actual playlist itself, but maybe currently in here we don't have a channel yet. So that means that we need to create a table for the like a custom. It's like a catalog group of catalog, or what should I call it? It's like we have catalog, and then we have I don't know what name, but I think we need to.
Maybe you mean catalog of catalogs.
Yeah, correct. Catalog of catalogs. So it's like a group of catalogs. So every individual, they can create a group of catalogs. Or maybe I should call it, this one is catalog header, then I call it a catalog line. Then yeah, I think it's more consistent that way, right? So we have a catalog header, then we have a catalog line. So with a catalog line, one catalog header can have multiple catalog lines. Each catalog line can have. So I think maybe we just if you want to create the catalog lines, then you need to actually take a look at the example of like for example entity line. This is how we actually create the line. You should have revision status version following. So if you look at the catalog, which is catalog here, we have a revision. We don't have a status here. So I'm going to need you to actually work on both the front end and the back end to include the status. Right? Include the status, and then you look at the other tables. I need you to create the table for the catalog line. Of course, you create a database table means that you have to also create all the Java object and all that stuff. And then so with the catalog line, and then this link, instead of pointing to the catalog header, here you may need to indicate two fields: catalog header GUID and catalog line GUID. Just like if you look at this extension, if you look at this extension, if you look at this extension, you actually have a GUID to the header and a GUID to the line. So what we can do is that we go back to the catalog table. So I need you to actually create Applet Catalog line and then Applet Catalog extension. The extension tables are pretty standard across the board. If you look at some of the example of the extension, they are all about the same. This extension table will give you, will allow you to make this catalog to be able to, so that we can add any field we want without actually modifying the backend table. Okay. So once you have this catalog, and then with the extension, in fact, this link will allow you to link it to multiple applet in a variety of ways. In fact, I'm just thinking this. Okay, this one also I need you to add, whereby the catalog link need to have property JSON, something like this. Currently it doesn't have, because I think we may need to specify a lot of properties for the link. For example, to indicate this link is subscription charges is paid by the catalog owner or something like that. So there are many maybe other parameters and properties that we need to add later. So so your initial question to me is like, who can create the catalog?
Anyone can create the catalog.
Okay. The answer is anyone can create the catalog. And when anyone can create a catalog, they are the by default, the creator of the catalog is the owner of the catalog. But a catalog, after I created the catalog, I can add admin to the catalog. I can also promote the admin to become the owner. I can transfer the catalog owner to another person, or I can have multiple owner and multiple admin. So when I have a multiple owner and a multiple admin for the catalog, the only difference between the admin and the owner is that the owner can remove admin, but admin cannot remove the owner. Owner can remove another owner, but admin cannot remove the owner. But apart from being able to remove or not being able to remove each other, both the owner and admin can actually configure the catalog by adding more playlists or adding more catalog lines, and then attach and detach the applets to the catalog. There is one tricky part, that is if let's say I have created a catalog with playlists, which is all the lines, and then I've added some applets, and then somebody else come to this catalog and install the applet, and I've specified that I'm paying for whoever that installed here, then I may have do I have any problem later if I delete the catalog? Then okay, so the catalog is about managing the list of applets, right? But I think maybe for the subscription part, since you are working on the account platform on all the more on the business features and functions, so if a user install the catalog, or if I have users, too many users, sometimes if I tell the user, oh, I already added you, then you have to go there and install this. A lot of business users, maybe it can be considered as too troublesome for them, or it can be considered as maybe they want the admin, who is the IT guy, to actually say that, hey, you just add me the catalog, I already previewed the admin, you just install for me. So the IT guy or the admin or the owner of this catalog, maybe they need to have a permission from the user to actually install applet for them.
What do you mean by install applet? Is this mean to let applet appear on his page?
Yes.
Okay.
But then
can we maybe when create a catalog, maybe the creator or the owner specify each applet, if this applet should be default applet or optional applet. So automatically we can all default applet.
I think that's a brilliant idea. I think I think what you just said is brilliant. So we can have these kind of ideas, and then we can brainstorm. Then we make it flexible. That means that you can do it a variety of ways. If you subscribe to this catalog, you can. I think it's like you subscribe to a mailing list. Let's say we created some Google groups. The people at first I create a group, I can add administrator, just like you added the administrator for me, like sell like e-commerce. Then the recipient can decide, I want to receive once a month, or I want to receive every email or something like that. They can configure themselves. So yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay, then we have two types of applets, default applets and optional applets. So the default applet will be installed by default, and the optional applet,
you mean when a user sign up to the account platform, they don't have any catalog yet?
Yeah.
So maybe after you create this catalog, we can create one that is called Global Universal Catalog, so that our technical support people can configure this catalog as a universal global, and then every user who sign up to the account platform are automatically subscribe to this catalog or something like that. Yeah, it also works. Sorry, I have a call. Let me just hello. Oh, okay. 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 Okay.
I mean a catalog owner, maybe we discussed last time that some applets, maybe I don't need to use all 10 applets, maybe I want to use only 2 applets. So to not pay for all applets, let's say that these 2 applets is default applets or maybe mandatory applets that I should have. So these mandatory applets will be installed automatically, and the others applets will be maybe flagged by optional applets. So the user can decide which whether he can install or not install. So if he install, it will be paid. If not install, there will not be.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. Yes, it's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
But I also have one question. Let's say maybe and if this is a applet that is non-tenant specific, non-tenant specific, if this is an applet, and then I subscribe to this catalog, which also include this applet as part of it, and then I will have a duplication. That means that or maybe I subscribe, because as a user I can subscribe to multiple catalog. Maybe more than one catalog have put this same applet as part of the package. So that means that we have to take care of this type of duplication. I don't have the answer for you, but I want you to think about it. That means that you list down, then after you list down already, you look at this database, the effort that you put in thinking about this database and all that, you can also log your work as a credit hour. It's no problem. I agree with you that let's say we pay on the deliverables and all that, but sometimes we also need to estimate the effort, and sometimes it's very difficult to estimate the effort upfront, right? But at least you have some record of your work, so that later on when we discuss this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then your question was we need to find a way to not allow for duplication.
Yeah. Because if for the same applet, even for the same tenant, or it may be not related to any tenant, but let's say I am the admin of tenant A and B. There's another admin of tenant B and C. So there's a B and C, there is an overlap. B is overlap. So I create multiple catalog also. Maybe one catalog for finance, one catalog for employees, one catalog for whatever. But when the way I create the catalog is such that, let's say staff time attendance, I put this applet under the general employee, but I also put the same applet into the finance department. And the reason why I created the catalog this way is because when I have a new finance staff join, I don't want to click multiple times the catalog, make this person subscribe to multiple catalog. I want to just click finance, then it has got all the I mean it's possible, because it is possible for end users to group or design or create the catalog the way they want it, but it is our responsibility to actually detect this duplication.
Maybe we can apply the same concept of inheritance in the programming. Maybe we can make a catalog which is maybe have many children catalogs. So if in this case, if I need an applet to be duplicated in many times, maybe it should be in the main catalog, not in each of children. And
But
the children catalog.
But when you have a catalog header and a catalog line, the catalog header do not store any applet, only the line. Just like the channel.
Maybe catalog line or catalogs line. Maybe we need to add maybe a column, parent column. If this catalog is parent.
Oh yes, I see what you mean. Okay, I see what you mean. So what you're saying is that it's like this, where I have a label. So this label have a GUID parent. It is actually linking to self, linking to the same table itself, so that you can build some sort of a tree structures. Yeah. I think it makes sense. Yeah, it's a very brilliant idea. Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
Okay.
So that means that the catalog header, I think we add both. Catalog header also have this GUID parent, then the catalog line also have GUID parent, and we may not implement it for now, but at least the column is there. Then in the future, if you want to do it, it's quite easy.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. But I'm still not understand why we should let all users to create catalogs.
Oh.
Maybe or maybe we will also differentiate about between personal catalogs and business catalogs.
Yeah, it can be an attribute to the catalog. That means that just now, as we were discussing about the catalog, having the this catalog line header with another table, which is the extension table.
Yeah.
So in the extension table, we can allow the attributes of whether this is a business or personal or something like that.
Okay.
Or both, you know. Yeah.
Okay. Also, I don't see any. Okay. This table will link the users with. I think.
No,
login subject.
This one login subject is when the user. You see, this one is linking to the user, going up to the user, right? App login GUID, right? Let's say I have many applets in here, but this table will only be inserted upon successful installation.
Okay.
Because in this catalog, I can have many applets, but that doesn't mean the user really want everything. So here I have a link, and in this link is only created, inserted, if I have.
If the applet is installed.
Yeah.
Okay.
If the applet is not installed, then there's nothing.
Then do we need a table to link the catalog to user or role or groups? I think. We need a table.
Here you have a catalog header, right? In fact, if you look at this, there's a permission definition table. If you look at this permission definition, and then there's a assignee, there's a target and an assignee, and also the tenant and the applet and things like that. So because all these catalog management, all these things are all in the master database. It is not in the tenant database. The information is stored in the master database. So this tenant header GUID will be pointing to the master database. And then this applet header GUID is not applicable in our case, but the permission definition here will be pointing to manage catalog owner, catalog admin, or something like that. And then the target for this will be the applet catalog header and the applet catalog line. Because if you look at this target, it can be the target table, which is the applet catalog header and the GUID of it, and then the applet the table here is applet catalog line, and then the GUID for it. So and this one is optional. That means that if you are targeting the whole catalog, or maybe you are targeting a certain line within the catalog, so this one can be empty. Yeah.
Okay.
So
then the catalog is linked to permission using the tenant using the tenant field, or
you say that how the catalog is linked to the user, right? Is linked to the user using these two tables, because these two were assigned to the assignee here.
To the user, or a user role or groups?
No, it can be any.
User role or groups?
No, it can be, if it can be user, it can be role, it can be group.
Yeah. Okay.
By default, the user who created this catalog, we will assign him as the user. But after he is the owner, it is possible to actually, for him to actually share this catalog management with certain login subject if the assignee is a user, or maybe I'm too lazy to specify one by one. I want to assign the administration of this catalog to a group. I can do that too.
Okay. Then the catalog is on master level only.
Yeah.
You don't need to.
Not at the tenant.
Not at the tenant level. Okay. The other question is we discussed already when we determine that applet is default or optional. This data may be saved in a property JSON field, or how can we, where, or
a status field in applet catalog link able to define default optional applet.
Can we use this status field, or maybe this data will be stored in JSON?
This one is applet to catalog link, right? Which is here. This link, right? I would think that storing in the JSON is better, because in the future we may have a lot more property, so we don't want to keep adding fields. So when you structure the JSON, also you try to make it more extensible.
Yeah. Okay. Then also here we need a field JSON in this link table between applet and catalog, right?
Yeah, we also need extra field, so that should solve the problem that you have.
Okay. Okay. Then, as a summary, we need to add two tables: catalog line and catalog extensions.
Yeah.
Also, we need to add a field property JSON in applet catalog link and catalog line.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then in the, I think this one should be okay. And then and also the how this applet catalog header and the line, the permission control access is through these two tables. It can be assigned to user, group, or whatever, but when the first person who created the catalog, we will automatically insert this row here. The permission for this would be catalog header owner and catalog header owner and catalog header admin. Later, if you want to have catalog billing or something like that, catalog billing, we can add later. But you start with the owner and the admin first.
A catalog member for
yeah, member. Maybe member also, there are different types. Just like if you refer to the Google groups, okay, maybe when they are a member, then we have a membership options. So that is another question, whereby that information should be stored where. let's say I join this. Yes, I have the permission to join the Applet catalog already, but as a person, if I want to configure my personal preferences on the catalog, so where do I store it? Now, this is, if you look at this table, there is a Applet, there is a login subject extension table. So this login subject extension table allow you to specify different extension type code and the param code. So this one can be because this is related to Applet catalog preferences. So you can put extension type as preferences, and then extension code as Applet catalog preferences, and then here will be maybe the preferences. There are different type of preferences. Let's say this is the subscription preferences, news or update preferences, or something like that. You have different parent code, then you can store either as a string, as a file, as a numeric, date, time, or JSON. So this will be the personal preferences in each of the catalog, which will also need to be loaded into the Angular application.
Okay. A lot of ideas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So I will stop the thing. I will send